Today I have Kumar Gaurav, founder and CEO of Cashaa, one of the most influential and successful ICOs that he has run. And today we are here to ask him what are the various strengths that he has implemented to make this ICO successful, what are the various challenges that he has faced. Over to you, Kumar.
Thank you so much, Radha. So like an ICO, we are living in an era where there are many ICOs going on. So, and because it's a process, it have its own challenges and some pillars that why something could be successful. In case of Cashaa, few things which made us really successful was first, we were not a company which was coming out of an ICO era. Cashaa was implemented in 2016 when nobody was talking about an ICO.
True.
So we had a prototype. So it's not just that. So having more than having influential an idea which made us influential, we also had a working prototype which we started using in early 2016.
Correct.
Which said that there is enough validation what we wanted to do, and we solved some of the problems. Obviously now as a startup, the more you solve the problem, the more you learn, and your idea got more.
Can you also help us what problem you have solved and some details of the solution?
So Cashaa was more about financial inclusion. It's a product which was started as a money transfer platform where we came up with a model that how we can use blockchain and different cryptocurrency to solve a common man problem who does not understand cryptocurrencies and blockchain, but still this revolutionary technology can impact his life. So that was the idea, and we did it successfully. We moved around 20 million US dollars. And we did not
charge.
That's
in 2016.
Yeah. And we did not charge any fee to any of the user, and still we made a lot of money during the process, because it was a very simple idea that you had a different virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies across the world, and you had some market which were evolved, some market which were not so evolved, and how you combine all these market to combine their liquidity to solve the problem.
Understand.
And that's in more technically, it was not as complex as I'm telling for a user side.
So remittance as a solution, and then cross-border fund transfer as a solution, and then available cryptocurrencies and available fiat currencies, how you combine that and how you pass it between the beneficiary and remitter so fastly is what I understand, correct?
Perfect. And not only beneficiary and remitter, but also to the people who were trading it.
Wonderful.
Three.
Okay. So the most important thing is trader, I believe. Like, no, unless you have a crypto trader, you cannot execute the remitter and beneficiary. Is it?
It's perfectly right, because if you don't have a liquidity, and that was one of the challenge which we faced in 2016. You had a very tiny market.
Correct.
Product doesn't work, and then you had war on cash going on.
Correct.
And that's why Cashaa evolved itself, being at the time solving problems and solving maybe 100 out of 1%.
Even the Bitcoin rates were very low, and Ether is just born. So how did you manage getting the traders?
So there was a complete different marketing scheme which we ran, that how to get on board the traders. To give you some of the numbers, in 3 days we had more than 4,000 traders on the platform.
That's wonderful.
So definitely some of the tricks which we played worked out, but to not just talk, to just give the new glimpse of the Cashaa does not stop there, because we understood as a team, as a founder, I understood what challenges we had in that model, and slowly we start evolving more to the digital side. And today version of the Cashaa which you see is the combination of money transfer, saving, and different functions which an average consumer use in a banking. And now Cashaa is becoming more like a common man digital bank.
Wonderful.
So that's what leads to the ICO, or a complete digital banking platform.
Okay. So how was this ICO very successful? Like, now you being one of the Indian community members, and then this ICO you have run across the world. So what are the core strengths that you have seen yourself, and then what made you successful?
So I will say it's not me which made the ICO successful. Maybe I was one of the part, but mostly the idea and the team behind the ICO. We had some of the fantastic people in Europe, working on the team, the great advisory board. More than, if you combine our like experiences, we have more than 250 years of banking experience.
Wonderful.
While me at zero, which
Okay.
means still, you see, so such a experience which coming, and some of the experience which is coming into these ICOs or in Cashaa is from some of the central bankers across the world. Then people holding very high position in Visa, MasterCard, and top companies who have solved some of the problem in the mainstream company, coming together and see that what we can take our learning and put into a new product which can work
Correct.
on the blockchain platform. So that's what the idea is more. And the second, I had a little following as a
Right.
community member,
Right.
being recognized as one of the influential person. People followed me and people gave their love and the support. They listened me when I went to different to parliaments or different events. So I think that we had and Cashaa being one of the most successful companies also in the space as a prototype. All these followings somehow came together
Correct.
and we able to do this ICOs.
Correct. And regulations, I heard we have well taken care of the regulations. Can you explain a little about how we have taken care of that?
Yes. So if you ask me that what horribly gone wrong in the ICO in Cashaa, I will say that we have took care the regulatory requirement so well.
Okay.
It became quite frustrating from the community.
Okay.
But it's because right now the ICO market, how you see, it's more like okay, it's like, okay, if you have money, you want to buy a coin, just go and you buy the coin.
Correct.
You know, it's really, nobody is taking care of many different angles which comes into the financial industry, like AML, TFT, different regulations. And in Cashaa, because it was a global platform and we came out globally and we say, okay, it's an ICO which is open for everyone. We had more than 119 countries participating in ICO.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, when you have such a massive scale, as a very small startup to handle, regulation become one of the very cumbersome process.
Let me ask a layman question. Like, I understand that you have put up an office in Estonia.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand that having a Estonia office and running the ICO on the name of Estonia should not be challenging you so much on the regulatory space. Like, why should you worry about the other country regulatory space, or like, no, KYC, I'm sure, like, no, any ICO has to take care of the KYC.
Mm-hmm.
So where exactly, like, if you're talking about regulations, then you should talk about regulations specific to country. Do we need to really go to that level?
No, we don't have to go to the level of the regulations in different countries, because that does not make any sense. But how you make sure, like you just coined the term KYC. Now KYC is in itself is a cumbersome process if you're doing for more than 100 countries. How you make sure the participant claiming to be a Canadian is a Canadian, is
Alright.
just accepting and seeing his passport is enough? How much chances you have that it's a fake passport?
Correct.
So it's just, if we take the depth of KYC process, it's gonna be huge.
Correct.
And that's why we took many tiered approach. Like we said that how many countries we can really work on, and how many countries we can partner with someone local to go and really do the checking. How many countries we just say, oh no, this is not possible. And the result of this, out of 33 million which we raised, we refunded 14 million US dollars, because
big.
we're not able to confirm that this is a good money or a bad money.
Yeah. So this is what I want to communicate to everyone. Cashaa has raised 33 million plus, but due to KYC issues, they have refunded 14 million plus, which means they have really gone through the cycle of KYC. They have really gone through the cycle of regulators. So let us know if tomorrow you are launching the ICO, what should you know about ICO, and then what precautions you should take. So in today's market, I was just reading the Coinbase, and in the last 3.5 months, people have raised 6 billion. 200 companies have raised 6 billion, average of 30 million each. So how is this, and what do you suggest? Do we need to take a DApp approach, or do you need to take a protocol approach from a company point of view, from IT company point of view? What should be a good ICO for you?
It's again a combination of both. You know, just having a protocol does not make any sense to average consumer. Like just like having an internet around, what I would have done if I didn't have a Facebook, I didn't have Amazon, I didn't have Uber. So just being an internet does not solve a problem. So just having a protocol doesn't solve a problem. But we need both, because it will not work just alone.
True.
So I think it's more on the idea side, that what is the actual idea. And if you ask me as a successful ICO, if I just take a marketer's view or a user's layman view, or as a market analyst, the companies who were more application oriented, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Uber, are more successful than the protocol level companies.
So I got the answer. So the answer is here. Go ahead and then look at decentralizing those applications. Okay. And on the location, head office. Okay. I do hear about Seychelles, Cayman Islands, Estonia, UK, and now US has given a go ahead for the SEC has given a go ahead for the what do you call, not utility coin but security coin.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you suggest, like do we see as an IT company we can go deep into the technology, but can we really go deep into the which geography we should start with, and what is the best way to start the SEO?
I think these things you have to pass it to the lawyers. It's
Okay.
like being an IT company, you don't do a lot of job. You don't do your HR handling or maybe different stuff. So I think, but at the same time, regulation I would recommend you have to handle very carefully and diligently, because any mistake in that can ruin years of work which people have done, and it could be like shooting on your own foot. Because you were running fine and then suddenly you wanted to run fast, but you put the shoes on, which actually just get your fall down. So I say my recommendation is for any incoming ICO to take regulation and legals very seriously. Don't take any compromise on that.
Yeah. So for IT industry and for the enthusiast, I understand betting on the applications is still good. So from an investor point of view, where should investor look at the ICO coming from India, ICO coming from US, or the ICO that is solving a problem in energy, or ICO that is truly decentralized? From an investor point of view, what do you suggest to our investors?
It's a complicated question, because you cannot just bet on one. It's a mix. It needs to be a mix of all. As an investor, when you are investing money, because I'm also an investor and we manage a pool of money to do investment in ICOs. So it's not just about that ICO that it's coming from India is all going to be good, or it's all coming in the app is going to be good. It need to cover all the angles, and the angles are what's the idea, what is the implementation stage of the idea, who is the team behind the idea, what they have done before, what kind of regulatory challenges they can have in the future in doing this. As an investor I could able to help if I can contribute, because being an early space, you cannot be just an investor and say, okay, everything you just select gonna make money. So it's need to be more. It's a time where you need to put your money more intelligently by seeing all these different parameters as an investor. So that's.
So thanks Kumar. It's really great movement to all the Global Blockchain Pioneer Association members. We got an opportunity to meet most influential blockchain top 100 members. That is Kumar. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.